So my name is Aly El Sherei. I'm the Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Dcode Economic and Financial Consulting, an Egyptian company that is focused on macroeconomic analysis and advisory and public policy advancement, especially when it comes to empowering the private sector and improving the business environment in Egypt, among other things. So we had a very nice discussion today about the huge opportunity that Egypt has when it comes to renewable energy. Egypt has actually had put a clear vision and strategy in 2015. It's called the Integrated Energy Strategy, and has put forth a lot of the reforms that should unleash the potential of renewable energy. We've actually, because this COP is about implementation, as you know, we've actually gone a long way in implementing some of the excellent projects, namely Bimban and Aswan. However, while acknowledging this, we should not be complacent. I mean, it is important to increase and grow faster when it comes to renewable energy, and what is done is not enough. There is much more to be done. I would say that what is needed in order to unleash this potential falls under three main buckets. The first would be the regulatory framework, which we have already set what needs to be done in the strategy. However, it's taking more time than we would hope to see happening. Also, the market structure. The strategy says that the market structure would allow for private-to-private power purchase agreements and sales of renewable energy. We haven't yet seen this fully implemented. Third thing is the finance, of course, and one important point to mention here is the local component manufacturing. Egypt is trying to deepen its local manufacturing, and this is a great opportunity because we're launching very big projects in renewable energy. It's time to actually focus on manufacturing some of the components locally. Well, that's an important question. So Egypt has, as I mentioned, launched large-scale projects, and there are more announcements during this COP about other gigawatt projects, which are very large-scale. It's important to also address the industrial sector. The manufacturing sector in Egypt needs to get renewable energy for their own pledges to net zero emissions. So they represent a very strong market. They have very strong demand. However, the regulations now do not help them as much because they have an issue with their lands. It's very difficult to cover all the 100% of their needed energy through small plants, rooftop plants within their land. So we need to have an off-site independent power plants that can have agreements with industrial manufacturers in Egypt for them to purchase through power purchase agreements, and hence they can flourish execution of the demand. Okay, so PPAs are power purchase agreements. These are agreements that are signed between an off-taker and a developer early on before the project, specifying the prices and their growth, be it a fixed price or a growing price at a certain rate. Egypt has used PPAs from the government. For example, the Bimban project was done based on a feed-in tariff arrangement, which is some kind of a power purchase agreement whereby the government is the off-taker from the private sector developers. Now we want to have private-to-private power purchase agreements being signed, so the renewable energy developers can sign with corporate players to be the off-takers and not the government, to buy the generated electricity for X number of years at a certain price. This is going to unleash the market potential very strongly. Okay, so here this question has actually two folds. One that has to do with the comparative advantage of Egypt, and the second is related more into the technological advancement. So we've seen in the past 10 years huge technology advancement when it comes to solar, photovoltaic technologies and wind generation technologies. Egypt happens to be very lucky with our natural resources. We have some of the best spots in the whole world for wind power generation and solar generation. So we can actually produce in Egypt, given the current technologies, not the future ones, renewable energy at a very competitive cost. At the same time, what can play in our benefit nowadays is the gas challenges, the increased gas prices and the unavailability of gas in other parts of the world. So this makes the investment in renewable energy not only demonstrating the environmental commitment to climate change and the reduction of emissions, which by the way, renewable energy is the fastest path to achieve, but also from the economic standpoint. So now there's this kind of, an excellent time where we can see our ideals come true, not based on environmental commitment alone, but based on actual return. Well, yeah, I'm so happy to tell you that a couple of days ago I attended the inauguration session of the voluntary carbon market in Egypt, where the chairman of the Egyptian Exchange announced its inauguration and said that it's going to be up and functioning by Q2 2023. I'm sorry, and this is I mean, a breakthrough. This is the first regulated exchange in Africa, so it will serve projects in Egypt and in the region, including Africa as well. And it helps, again, there is the finance challenge. This is one way to perhaps reduce the risk and offer better feasibility for projects that are in the renewable energy. So it's one of the really good things that happened at COP.